everyone, and welcome to our next interview with the fabulous Brandon McGuinness.
Okay, it's a quick turnaround. We have to go back right tomorrow. So
Thank you for letting us interview you.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for having me.
Hey. Sorry about the awkward layout.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Just lean forward.
One question I have is, what inspired you to do voice acting?
What inspired me to do voice acting? I actually didn't have any plans to do voice acting originally. I was trained in like musical theater and operas, and then was away from it for like 10 years. And my brother, like, it's a long story, but blackmailed me in the best way to getting back into acting. And so I was doing stage work in Dallas, and some opportunities came up in which I could do it, and I thought, oh, I'll try this, see if it's fun, see if I'm good at it, and it worked out.
And so far in your career, what have been some of your favorite characters you have voiced?
Oh gosh. Oh, there's so many. I do have to say, just because I think it's ironic and hilarious, the first role I ever did was for Ian Sinclair, the director of Black Butler. He was having a problem with, like, the translator was having an issue with a certain dialect, and we knew each other, and he came to me and he said, like, hey, can you do some research to figure out what this is? Do you have any idea? So I helped him, and in return he let me voice all of the cats in Black Butler Season 3, which I think is beautiful irony, because Sebastian, played by my fiance Michael, is, like, his character, Sebastian, doesn't love anything. Like, he doesn't care for anything, except for cats. He loves cats, so I voice all the cats in Season 3. I think it's funny.
And how easy was it for you to transition from translator to voice acting?
Oh, totally. Oh, completely different. Like, no overlay at all. I think it was far easier to start doing voice acting because I had training in acting, and without that, like, the voice acting doesn't happen. Like, it's acting at its core, you know. But it is helpful to speak Japanese, because sometimes I'll be in the booth working with the director, and we'll have a line or something that's weird, that doesn't make sense, and they'll say, well, hold on, let me pull up the translation, and instead of them having to pull up the translation, I'll say, you can just play it in Japanese, and I'll tell you, like, what's happening, what they're saying, you know. And so that sometimes saves a lot of time, actually, in the booth. So.
And one more question is, what tips would you give to anyone who wants to get into voice acting?
Start with acting. Just start with acting. Even if you take like a general acting class anywhere, that gives you a good, strong foundation from which to voice act. Because when you act, like on stage or in front of a camera, you have all these things you can rely on. You can rely on your scene partner, you can rely on props, the environment, whatever. But with voice acting, it's just you in a booth, and you have to rely only on your voice. So you have to draw deep as an actor. You have to dig deep as an actor, and if you don't have that base, it can be really hard sometimes. So that's my advice: is take an acting class. So.
Thank you so much, Brandon.
Thank you very much for having me.
Subscribe, you sexy people. Oh, you are so incredibly sexy.